Hi everyone, thank you for your coming. It's my pleasure to talk about my pre-session course here. Today I will give you my final portfolio presentation. Introduce myself first. Firstly, my name is Xinyi Liu. You can also call me Estella, and I'm from China. I will go to Bristol for my master degree of management. So I'm also a Profile B student. What I will be doing today is that in this talk I will first take you through my learning development goals, the rationale of them, and then I will give my evidence to analyze and evaluate my development of these three goals. However, from my opinion, since writing is most important goal for me, I will mainly talk about it and give a brief introduction about the other two ones. Then the final part, I will give you a conclusion and talk about my future focus at last. Okay, let's move on to the first part, the rationale of my development goals. Totally, I have 4 goals: writing, note-taking, speaking, and reading. Since my major requires Profile B, the goal of writing is most significant for me. My final assessment of master degree is also related to academic writing, so I pay more attention to the goal of writing. The second significant is note-taking. I think a productive and effective note can show your listening or reading is efficient. So I learned some new note-taking strategies and help myself prepared for the lecture in my future study. And the next is speaking, which is a general but necessary skills for our daily life in Bristol. My former teacher told me that I used to speak too fast and unclearly. So after a few weeks practice, I developed a lot on it. The last goal is I hope I can read efficiently. However, from my opinion, this goal is similar to the goal of note-taking. Because if the notes is effective, it also means that your reading is efficient. So I consider more about the goals, writing, note-taking, and speaking. Okay, let's now go into the first learning development goal, writing. For this goal, I improved a lot. I put my week 3 summary and the week 8 comparative critical response together to make a comparison. As you can see, firstly, the length of the article can directly show the huge differences. More importantly, the methods I used to organize the structure of article also become more complicated. In week 3, I tried to organize my structure with a mind map, which is shown in this slide. It is very simple, but in week 8, I can take advantage of both synthesis matrix and the fishbone diagram to organize the structure of my CCR. I firstly combined the information of 3 sources to find the similarities and the differences. And then the fishbone diagram helped me decide the content of every paragraph of my CCR. So I was able to finish my writing directly. Moreover, after 9 weeks practice, my coherence of writing also developed a lot. here is the most obvious evidence is the linking words. Here is the comparison of my linking words between week 3 and week 8. It is evident that not only the numbers I used become more, but also I tried to use different categories of linking words to improve the coherence. Okay, additionally, to improve my academic writing, I also responded to the feedback of my teacher actively. And the most two practical feedback are related to the noun phrases and the reporting verbs. Here you may be a little bit confused about what the noun phrases I mean. Actually, when identifying the topics of my body paragraph of my CCR, I drafted the noun phrases like those on the left. But after talking with my teachers, I suddenly understood, I recognized that the topics what I really want to write are those on the right ones. At that time, I understood the importance of expression of noun phrases. The expression is really different in between language. For instance, social and societal has the same translations in Chinese, but they are really different in English. So, as an international student, noticing the differences between language and changing our expressions are very critical for language learning. Another part is about reporting verbs. My teacher let me know that the reporting verbs is not only show the behavior of the authors, but also, more importantly, show his stance. And he encouraged me to consider more about the usage of reporting verbs. Therefore, I read 2 sources and noted and studied how some scholars to use reporting verbs. It helped me a lot, and I applied these into my own CCR. Okay, so far we have looked at my writing goal. Now I'd like to quickly go through my other 2 goals, speaking and note-taking. Let's move on to the note-taking first. The picture up here shows my week 2 notes of a reading task. At that time, I still didn't know about note-taking strategies and methods. As a result, I could only copy the topic sentence as a note. In week 8, the notes here of listening task is quite different. I was able to synthesize the main points with a SPSE model, which could identify the situation, problems, solutions, and evaluations. I also produced a mind map of it. It shows the structure and the main points clearly, and it is more easier for me to review back my notes. It also means that my notes are more effective now. Okay, the final goal is about speaking. Actually, I used to be afraid to give presentation before pre-session class, but now pre-session is really common for us. And the length of it also increased. In week 5, I could only give an oral summary for around 5 minutes. But now, at present, over 10 minutes. So, in conclusion, all of these goals and evidence together have shown my improvements during pre-session course. I reviewed my overall program and I achieved a lot, not merely about language, but also I have a more concrete understanding about my future study in Bristol. So, I also learned that it's up to myself to set targets to achieve my future goals. And in the future, my goals of language will mainly focus on writing and reading. For writing, I want to develop my ability of proofreading, and I hope my future article could have no grammar mistakes. To achieve this goal, I will learn more about the grammar, especially the article and plural, where I always make mistakes. And I will learn more about proofreading techniques. Additionally, I will also focus on the coherence of my writing. I found that those published articles all work very well in coherence. So I will read more literature to learn coherent writing. In regard with reading, I firstly improve my vocabulary. I will first improve my vocabulary. Native English always have 25,000 vocabulary, but I have only 6,000 now. So I still need to work on it. Finally, it is important for me to find a most efficient strategy because my future study requires me to read a large amount of literature every week. For example, how to apply scanning, and in-depth reading to achieve a most efficient reading. I will focus on it. Okay. Overall, I have good experience of pre-session course. So grateful to all the classmates and the teachers who have helped me in the past few weeks. And I am so excited about the future life in Bristol, and I hope to meet with all of you in Bristol in October. Here is all my presentation. Thank you for your listening. Goodbye.